I'm Katerina Raptis. I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 32 years old. At the time, I did not know anybody around me who had breast cancer or any sort of cancer at a young age in their 30s. I went to one of my physicians and asked for a script for a sonogram. We laughed at the time and said, "You're only 32 years old. There's nothing wrong with you." And I said, "I have a bad feeling about this. I just want to get checked out now that it's early." And within a couple of weeks, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Katz Ribbon of Hope raises money for research at Northwell Hospital, Cornell Medical, and Memorial Sloan Kettering, where I was being treated. And here we are. We're a grassroots organization that took something so negative, and with my family and friends and amazing volunteer team, we are in year 5.
Dr. Theodoulou and I started working together several years ago to look at new treatments for breast cancer and also the ways in which our health as a whole, metabolic health, weight, obesity, affect our response to treatment. One of the privileges I have as a clinical translational scientist is the ability to treat patients in the clinic, but to bring these questions to the laboratory. And that allows us to bridge the science to what's important to the patient's daily life.
One of the strengths of the environment at Weill Cornell and more broadly within this area, which includes Memorial Sloan Kettering, is access to patient samples.
Thanks to our patients' commitment, we have developed protocols for tissue collection to support drug development.
Every woman has a different cancer, and even within those cancers, the different cells that make up the cancer are different. So for us to be able to understand how these cells are different and how these cancers are different will allow us to be able to develop better therapies.
In personalized medicine, our focus is to provide the right drug to the right patient.
Katz Ribbon of Hope is very, very important in supporting the research that we're doing here and also supporting the research that's expanding across institutions and across borders in terms of bringing people together and bringing different groups of scientists together to develop new cures for breast cancer.
Even though Dr. Iyengar and myself work on totally different aspects of breast cancer, our research complements each other and we are able to help each other work together against breast cancer. Early onset breast cancer strikes women under the age of 40. These women, they're busy with their life, they're busy with their family, they have careers, they have children, and they're not thinking breast cancer, and they're probably not doing self-exams, and they're certainly not going for mammograms. And so by the time they are diagnosed, it's usually the later stage of cancer. The struggle that we face is funding our research. Government funding is becoming more and more difficult to achieve, and foundations like the Katz Ribbon of Hope gives us seed money to start a study, to get preliminary results, to get enough to apply and be competitive for government funding.
The collaboration between Weill Cornell Medicine, Memorial Sloan Kettering, and Katz Ribbon of Hope is taking us one step closer to that goal of truly personalized medicine for all women.
Our thinking is shifting of how we're addressing the disease.
We're seeing a lot of new treatments that have been approved by the FDA for the treatment of breast cancer. There will be several different types of cures for breast cancer and not one singular cure, and the science is accelerating.
We're very excited about our collaboration with Katz Ribbon Foundation, and we're looking forward to exciting results that will benefit our patients.
The folks that are supporting Katz Ribbon should feel reassured that the work that we're doing is driven by their efforts, and I'm greatly appreciative for that.
I never thought I would ever be diagnosed with breast cancer, but my mom always said, she goes, when you're given something, there's a mission for it, and your mission is to help women who don't have the means that you did, who don't have the language, who don't have the medical access, who don't have the doctors that I had helping me survive and help me keep going and not stop chemotherapy, because it was such a grueling event for 6 months of my life.
My unemployment insurance ran out in June of 2011. In July of 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it changed my life.
I felt a lump in my breast, and I sort of ignored for a while, for about a month, and then I went to the doctor with it, and he recommended me doing some tests, and they found that I had the cancer. There began my stress and frustration and everything, thinking, what am I gonna do now? I don't have the money.
Cat's Ribbon of Hope allows us to provide social work services directly within Nassau University Medical Center. Through social work support, many of those women and families feel that they can get to that next appointment. They can continue their care. They can begin treatment.
Next thing you know, there's like an angel in the room with you saying they're from the Adelphi, New York statewide breast cancer program and hotline. I'm a social worker. Would you like to talk to me?
This process was very difficult for me because I was away from my family and my children, and I was alone. The program substituted for my family who couldn't be with me. I received emotional support throughout my journey. I received financial assistance, help with transportation with Metro cards, and help purchasing food with food cards. I really appreciate the help that I received.
These women, without financial help, won't even go to a doctor. They don't even have the money to take a bus to a doctor, and that's what we have to realize.
When I met Lois, she was able to console me, so to speak, and, explain things to me and say, I can have the surgery and I don't have to worry about how it's going to be paid for. Just think about getting well, getting better.
We followed each woman from the time of her diagnosis through treatment and through survivorship. Every year, we are scrounging for funds to cover the expenses of our program, and all of our services are free.
I thank God every day for life and for the people that have been in my life since my diagnosis.
If you are able to donate to Cat's Ribbon of Hope, do it. Because it's women like me, and your next door neighbor, and your sister, and your wife, and your mother, and your daughter, who may need them someday the way I did.